Well, it seems to me that we just happen to be going from Project A to Project B here on the Lotus SMP. It is time to get a whole bit more work done today. We're going to be putting some custom trees into this island and hopefully covering the entire area with custom trees, which is something that I am not usually that skilled at. But this morning I did go around and creative to make a couple of different designs, so you will have to let me know what you think. But a grand old welcome back to Lotus. A big shout out to the Slipper Plus in the house. Oh, Lazy Daisy, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. A big shout out to Spooky and Meffert as well. Along with Serotonin is in the house as well. And Chile too. But as you can see, we have gotten a good amount of progress done over the last 24 hours or so. This guy here has been working very hard. We had about a 5, if not 6 hour stream yesterday where we ended up doing a whole bit more work done to get this monorail complete and then to finish off this part of the wheat field right here, which was helped out by not Lazy Daisy, by Daisy Mushroom Puddle Daisy. And so now we're here back on Lotus. We have Chespy and Draconis and Eco and Hey Squid, or just by Squid, and Inca along with myself here. So a good old group of folks. But today, if you'd like to see our project, and maybe even get a starter base spoiler and giveaway, we can head into our Lightmatica rendering menu, and you can see that our projects for today is really going to add a lot of extra life to the island. We have some custom trees that we're going to be putting in here, which is something that I've never really done before, and we have 2 different types of tree designs that are rotated to just kind of add life to the island around here. As you can see, I think it's going to look really cool and just really pretty, and add that extra bit of life that the island really needs. Along with, as you can see right here, we have a bit of a sneak peek for what our starter base is going to be, which it happens to be a base that is on the water, and we can talk a bit more about it later. But for now, we are in desperate need of some resources. You can see how much of a difference it is going to make to the island, I think. I know, Daisy, on these streams, you must be in a constant state of identity crisis. But as you can see, yes, the island is going to change a whole bit, and I'm very excited about it. And we do have a pretty much brand new diamond axe that we can bring out, and we also have a couple of shears in our hands as well. Along with, you will also probably notice that we now have no buildings around here as well. I have chopped them all down because I want this entire place to just be kind of like a park. And so our sheep Blippery from our automatic wool farm, we have now given him a name. We now have Blippery officially in the world. And we let him roam free. And then we can also head down here. And it's not a major thing, but I'm happy that I also got around this morning. You can see that I've been a busy guy here. We now have an automatic bamboo farm right here, which is not perfect, and it is my own design. But as you can see, it still does happen to work, and we still get some bamboo, although it definitely is not lossless, you could say. You're definitely missing some. And a hello. A grand old welcome to Tiger Lily. And thank you so much once again for making that blue and white bracelet. if any of you guys would like to see it, she ended up making it on stream last night, and she ended up posting it on her channel. So you can see in the posts, like the publications tab, you can see it, and it is very well done. And so I'm very humbled as I commented back to you. So thank you so much for doing that. Also, to be put in the same camp as Draconis is always a good feeling too. He is a great guy, and I really enjoy his content. I was watching some of it earlier today. And a grand old welcome back to Chile too. But we are going to try our best. I'm sure we're gonna knock down some crops to head over here where the trees are and start to fell them down. Maybe we can jump. I think we did it into the water over here so that we don't break any crops. Gotta be careful. And I really do love these shaders. And it is also... Oh no, there's mobs in here. There's mobs in here. Oh my gosh. Okay. At least we can get some extra string out of this. I would not be surprised if he's the only one, too. Keep our head on a swivel for some creepers. But I do think, yeah, we have started to get a bit of wood. And we're going to do an interesting tactic here. Because in order to make these trees, we are going to need a whole ton of spruce leaves. So we're actually going to pillar on up to the top, and then we'll take out our shears and kind of spiral on down and try to get as many of the leaves as we can. We have plenty of extra saplings, so I'm not really worried about not having any more after. Although I made a mistake. Oh man, I always forget. 1 second. We will just pop back on up. And do it the easy way. In Chile, I still haven't gotten to take a look at your video yet, but I am excited to. I really kind of have my all hands on deck at the moment, my head down, when it comes to making the next Lotus video. Which I've realized I have put almost, I think, 80 hours just into the Minecraft bit, like the recording bit. So this is a massive episode. But as you can see, we're going to kind of just spiral on down, like so, and get as many of the leaves as we can. And we can actually, to make our life a bit easier, drop down and kind of just continue like this. Although I am realizing we're probably going to have a decent amount of trips based on everything that we have. And this is actually a very cool vantage point that we have right here. I know. I've spent a whole ton of time with this monorail, and I'm not playing efficiently at all. This monorail. I mean, this island, as you can see, is quite big, right? But it is such a small bit of the monorail. I do think that it kind of puts the size in perspective. It's only like if you play in Minecraft, or if you play on Lotus, you kind of understand, given the depth, like how big this continent actually is and how hard it is. I kind of chose a base that was very much on the outskirts. I'm just gonna have to try my best to slowly and surely over time be able to get back to everybody else. There is kind of another group of creators called GRCC. GRCC. It's I think it's Gribbly Games, Chespy, Rad, and somebody, I think, one other person. And they've been building together quite near spawn. You can actually see it down over here. A lot of pretty cool work down here. Oh, and Joel and Fizzy are over here too. So a whole ton of people are kind of building together. But that is all the way down here. And the monorail ends over here. And so, yeah, we have been putting a whole ton of time in. But I've also been really enjoying the process too. As Muffert says, we can always enjoy a really good kind of train station. And Muffert is also a member of the Lotus SMP, and he had the intention of doing a massive interconnected kind of railway that connected all of the members together last season. And so I would love to do that, but I don't even know the feasibility, how possible it is anymore, just based on how far and how resource intensive it is for me to have done what I have done so far, if I'm being honest. But I do think it's feasible with the help of other people. And any help on the monorail, especially after it gets to spawn and people want it to be extended to their base, I'm more than happy to help them out with it. Or even build it for them. I would just need the materials to do so. Because I do think that it always makes a good cinematic, and it's a helpful thing to do too. Okay, but we kind of have to be careful here. We are on the second to last row. And so slowly but surely we can keep just going down bit by bit. And it's kind of funny seeing the trees totally shaved down just like this. But for the time being, maybe we start to actually pillar up here so that we can cut down the rest of the tree. And Daniel St. Clair, hello, howdy. Welcome to the Lotus SMP. And as you can see, we are just preparing, getting ready to do a whole ton of building today on stream and add a whole ton of custom trees to the world, which is very exciting. But I've also been kind of excited. I think I want to leave this wood trimming platform down as opposed to growing more trees after we fell this one time. Because we, of course, just like everyone else, are going to need a whole ton more spruce everything in the future, and just logs and wood in general. I do want to get a good thumbnail in for the Lotus SMP episode 1, which, if we continue with how much we've been doing, although we're starting to get close to the end of what I wanted to do for episode 1, it could be, the title could be my 100-hour perfect start on a Minecraft SMP, which is crazy. It's a whole ton of time. And do not worry. Thank you so much for coming and saying hi, my man. Plenty more streams to come in the future. And I'm also not going anywhere today, too. Although, man, I messed up the wood chopping again. How do I keep doing this? Okay, I do think that I fixed it. And I don't know how I fixed it, but I do think that I fixed it. Oh, Spooky, I influenced you to get a protein shake this morning. So tasty. Oh, that makes me happy, man. Yeah, I have a chocolate banana protein smoothie every single day. And I put in a banana and some frozen ice and some oat milk, I would say. Or some almond milk, I would say probably more. And then 1 scoop of peanut butter flavored PB Fit powdered, 1 spoonful of the cacao flavored PB Fit powder, a little bit of xanthan gum to emulsify and bring up the volume, and then half a scoop of Cinnabon vegan protein powder, and then half a scoop of chocolate gold standard whey protein powder. And I put all that together, and it makes like such a delicious smoothie every single day. It's high in protein, and I always have it after the gym. And so it's delicious. I've been trying to perfect my after workout smoothie for a very long time, and I'm very happy with the iteration that I happen to have at the moment. Real ones drink normal milk. Hey, I say real ones eat healthy as much as they can. I have nothing against normal milk. I do understand it for the people that are lactose intolerant as well, but I do not happen to be. For me, I do know a lot about nutrition, and I used to be a personal trainer. And I almost wanted to become a nutritionist at a period of time. But I didn't. Of course, now I am a teacher. But I realized, and this is very scientifically true fact, that in order to lose weight or gain weight, at the end of the day, it's how many calories you intake versus how many calories you end up burning, either through your bodily rest and your metabolism and how fast it operates, but also given how active you are, whether it be how much exercise, how much you're moving your body, the types of exercise, the frequency, all of those different things, and the caloric impact, like the caloric density, how many calories what you're eating actually is, and how much you're eating of those calorie foods, or low calorie foods or high calorie foods. Those all impact how much how much weight you gain. And so for me, always being health conscious, I've done almond milk because it just happens to be lower in calories. And the reason for that is because there aren't as many fats in it, and fats are high in calories per gram, which is a deep dive on nutrition. And maybe that makes sense. The real ones eat healthy. Mic drop. Most insightful thing that Slip has ever said. Wait, what's a Ren Fair? I'm just taking a second to look at chat. Can't even do it once. She sells seashells 10 times. Why is it when you eat ice cream you get thirsty? Two things about it from a nutritional perspective. A lot of it is high in sugar, and if you think about putting a lot of sugar with a little bit of water, it's going to almost dry up the water in a way that it dissolves with it. So although you might think that you're getting extra hydration, the reality is that you're having something cold, which is probably replacing the beverage that you're having. And food, the way that it operates, does inherently dehydrate you for the most part. And so things that are saltier and sugarier and spicier happen to do that, in the way that if you think about just adding them with water, which is the thing that hydrates you, and is like the universal solvent, if that makes sense. I mean, it's actually going to, dehydrate you just like every food will. But depending on how much you eat of it, just like depending on how much you eat of any food, it'll also have an impact on how dehydrated you would get. Gotta have a gym pickle. Wait, I gotta take a second to catch up on chat. I can't catch up. I need a second monitor. Oh, is the whole monorail going around the whole server? I don't know. It depends on how much help I end up getting from other people, for being real. Oh, congrats on 6,000. Thank you. We're getting close to 7,000, which is awesome. And we're on the road to 10,000 subs. Wait, Daisy, at Renaissance fairs, the EMTs take heat stroke or dehydrate patients to the pickle man to eat them, make them eat a pickle? There's no way. I know what a Renaissance fair is, I just have never been to one. I can have a very bad sweet tooth, too, Spooky. But it really depends. I can be very disciplined for a period of time. And then when I give in, it can be hard for me to stay strong, I guess you could say. But that is okay. For the most part, I am pretty good about eating. I will say that the busier that I am, the less that I eat. And so I do try to stay busy. But I will say that the more that I'm kind of just lounging around, the more that I will give into more indulgent things. But I do think that happens to many of us as well. And I'm happy we're getting a good amount of our leaves right here. Looks like the man Schwepp is online. As always, taking up my screen time. Oh, Serotonin, I'm excited to see the picture of your costume or your outfit as well in the Discord. I know other people, I know like Draconis is really good about like stopping and just looking at Discord. But for me, I always, I shout out the fact that we're streaming before the stream, but then I always end up realizing that I have like the Discord sound pinging. I'm a member of too many Discords, so it'd be always going off. So I do kind of get rid of it often. But we will head back into the drink over here. And then we're going to have to drop off our materials and resupply. So the wood will go into this barrel here. And then I say, why don't we put the... Actually, no, I think we have enough barrels to have our own barrel just for these spruce leaves, because we're going to be collecting a whole ton. And then why not the saplings as well? I do promise I do know what a Renaissance fair is. This is a good song. I enjoy it. you can see that I'm trying to be as organized as I can when it comes to our inventory management as we prepare to make all of these custom trees here. Also trying to be cognizant of not breaking any of our crops as much as we can. Everyone needs to go to a Renaissance fair? Okay. Well, I will put it on the bucket list. It sounds like something that I would enjoy. You can really get into... Oh, I forgot to get shears, man. But you can really, the more that you kind of just dive into it and enjoy the experience and kind of lose yourself within it, I think the more enjoyable it is. And you're also kind of sharing something that's bigger than yourself with other people too, which I always enjoy. But man, that song gets intense. It's... Whew. We'll kick it back. I love Jim Pickle. I love Minecraft. I can see a pickle. Yeah, I mean, and it's also fibrous too. And it's real food, which you need to pick you up, and some easy carbs too, which will also stimulate the system. As we have Blippery just roaming around in the distance over there. What up, Blippery? I hope that you're enjoying the island. Love Minecraft, Spooky. Love Minecraft. Love when everyone else is always sleeping for the night. Makes life a whole ton easier. And serotonin, totally understand. Gotta always ask that consent, that permission. And privacy is also a very important thing as well. Although I do think that you guys have seen my family. I think y'all have seen my family on the Discord. I do think that I am pretty open with you all. Gotta jump across the void. And continue like a madman. Keep on getting down all of these leaves. I do have a good feeling, or at least the hope that this one round of getting down all of these trees will be enough for us to create new trees. But if not, then I stand to be humbled with yet another mega project without even realizing it. I do think that the reason for it is that this island is so much bigger than it actually looks. But I'm happy. The more that I put work into it, the more that I see happen to come out of it, and so it looks really good now. And look how beautiful it looks. And eventually it will be a park, and then eventually after it will probably become a village. And I do think that will continue to reiterate and have it expand and grow and change over time. Or maybe not. Who knows? Who knows what happens, but I do know that at least for this point in time, Gonna look something a bit more foresty. Although this is a bad angle. And then once again, we have our stutter base over there. But I do promise you, it's gonna look good. You'll have to trust me on it. And man, we have a whole ton of leaves over here. Which I am not complaining about. Serotonin, I don't know. I think I'm gonna push the charity event until later. I want to do something like that when I want to do something like that really well. And I do know that I'm kind of just I don't know, I have a ton of other oh my gosh. I have other priorities at the moment. And I have not prepared enough in an honest sense. I have not taken my time and prepared to throw and host an event that I would be proud of. And I think that would be, it would be not only in the charity's best interest, but my best interest to do it in the best way possible for them. So I'm going to hold off on it at the moment, but of course you are in the Discord. And so I'm not throwing in the towel, but I do know that I want to do it. And I'm sure plenty after as well. But I'm just not ready for it at the moment. So nothing right now, but I'll let you know when it does happen to happen. I do happen to think that my life is going to get quite busy once again as the school year starts. And so we'll have to see. I also want to put another module in for the Minecraft Creator Kit, as you know, Serotonin. And then also make plenty of not only Lotus videos, but 100 Days videos, and hopefully some more Minecraft channel reviews and content on the second channel. So we'll hold off on it for the moment. And look at that this is really getting us so much more in terms of leaves than I thought it was going to. Ooh, have I thought about building a silo to house the extra seeds? No, Lily, that sounds like an incredible idea, though. I think we'll have to do that, actually. I don't know if we'll get to doing it in this episode. We'll play it out. I'm not trying to push the end of this episode. And if it doesn't take us that long to actually place in these trees, these custom trees here, then maybe we can actually take a look at doing that. It sounds like a really good idea. If not, we'll just happen to do it in the next episode, but I do think that sounds like something that that I would like to add to the island that we have here. And so once again, we can head on back to the tree felling and the leaf collecting area. And if I can actually make my way up the spiral trees here. Oh, again, wait. A shortcut right there. I had enough iron to make ourselves a couple more pairs of shears. And so once again, like a madman, we can continue on with getting all of these leaves. Oh, juggling picks too? That's so cool. I have something. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. My voice is getting raspy. And then I have something interesting to share about juggling in the skill. Or at least I think it's interesting. Hopefully you think it's interesting too. If not, I don't know. Give me 1 second here. And also we got Tiger Lily number 3 on the leaderboard. We got Johnny Aldridge as number 2 on the leaderboard. And Daniel St. Clair as number 1 on the leaderboard. No, Daisy, I think you actually might enjoy this. It's kind of just an entrepreneurial thought. And yeah, serotonin. When you do something, of course, do it to the best of your ability, right? But for me, I was driving in the car with my mom, and unfortunately, the city where I live has a bit of an unhoused people, problem, where there just happens to be a lot of people and not enough affordable housing, and so a lot of people do not happen to have housing. And, of course, that disrupts your ability to be cleanly and, so many other life functions, and is something that is very unfortunate for the people that happen to be in that situation. Now, a lot of people in the United States, when they are unhoused and trying to make ends meet and really don't have anything, well, they will happen to stand along the side of the road oftentimes and hold up signs, kind of explaining their situation and asking for either money or food, so that they can, make their ends meet. And now, when I was abroad in Bolivia, in particular, there were, plenty of people that were also like that. But instead of only having the sign and standing along the road, just kind of asking other people for things, they also happened to juggle. And so they would do, when the light was red, they would go in front of the middle of the street and sometimes even have music, and they would start to juggle, and were incredible at it. And it was really cool and awesome, because sometimes juggling is something that is a little bit more constrained to certain types of social events or performances and, that sort of thing. But seeing it out in the streets and seeing some real skill with it was definitely something that would make people much more willing to pay for the unhoused people as kind of a thank you for some good entertainment and a good job well done. And so I've seen that happen a little bit more here in the city that I live, but I was telling my mom that, and I don't know how to juggle myself, but I was like, if everything, bad in life was to happen to me, and I unfortunately ran into the situation of becoming unhoused, and I had no one to rely on. We have phantoms coming out. Oh, gotta go to sleep for the night. Gotta go to sleep for the night. Yes, unhoused. Oh. Unhoused is homeless. Oh. Burn. Oh. Unhoused is people without a home, yes. My gosh, burn. Oh. Get out of here. I'm wondering if I feel like you guys probably could. I feel like the phantoms are so loud in my game that you guys could probably hear them. But I do have a feeling that for the most part my game volume is quite low for you guys, so let me know if you could hear them. Okay, we should probably actually eat up as well. And Lily, thanks so much for hanging out. And I don't think we're going anywhere. So you're more than welcome to peek on by if we're still streaming when you get back. But if not, thank you so much for spending your time with us. Oh, that would be kind of cool. That would actually be a good kind of macro business idea make a website like Indeed, but it's specifically for people that are specialized in certain skills and have the ability to teach people those specific skills. You know, someone is like, okay, I have a Mac computer and I want to learn how to type faster than anyone else. Well, they can do that. If someone wants to learn how to learn Replay Mod Cinematic and make some of the best cinematics for YouTube or any content creation, well, they can do that. And of course, they can do that if they would really like to on the Minecraft Creator, which is my own personal website where I have a 1-hour masterclass that teaches you everything that you need to know in order to learn Replay Mod and make cinematics just like mine, or even better in Storytell in a way that is much more close to how you would actually like to show things, and oftentimes are even better quality, because one thing that you may not know is that you can record with the shaders off, but if you record Replay Mod, then when you're making the Replay Mod, you can turn shaders on and add so much more visual elements and kind of aesthetic to your videos. And so definitely take a look at the link in description below if that is something that is interesting to you. The first 50 creators to do so will also get a free coaching workshop with me, where we go over even more things that are not included in the masterclass. I beat serotonin to the plug. Thank you, thank you. Yes, the Minecraft Creator Kit has had very good feedback so far. I know that serotonin is one of the people that has gotten it and gotten a lot of benefit out of it. And we also saw, I think, at least a 3x increase in his short form videos, along with a lot of extra good things going on with his long form videos. And I know that even more good things happening to come on the horizon too, with some extra good microphone quality from time to time with the recording, and especially with the upcoming Minecraft snapshot that's coming out. Don't you think, Blippery? I think so too. I think so too, Blippery. And so just like that, we are, almost just about exactly at one full barrel full of leaves. That is a good feeling. And I almost forgot once again that we should come around here and get a couple more pairs of shears. And I will say that this island really is so beautiful. Ooh, and we almost fell down into the hole right there. But we narrowly evaded it. See you in a while, crocodile. Daisy, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that the chores are enjoyable. And as always, I really enjoy spending time with you and hanging out on stream. I appreciate your company, and thank you so much for the support as a slipper. So, wow, crocodile. But we're not going anywhere. We are getting much closer to being able to make some mega work, some mega progress down here, which I'm very excited about. And we're getting plenty of wood in the meantime too. Although I will admit that the trees are looking quite funky, you could say. I think that this song is a bop. This is like a perfect, this is like the ultimate, I think, tree felling, flip wood felling, tree chopping song. We'll let it run for a bit. feel like depending on the way that you look at it, it almost has like a Californian, kind of vibe. Surfer vibe. And Pug is back online. Hey, serotonin, that is a great way to put it too. A lot of psychology and a lot of learning how to work things with cinematics. And I do think that the same idea behind learning how to match your replay mod with cinematics and music also applies to making your post commentary a whole ton better. The more that you kind of understand the psychology and the methodology behind doing it, you can understand not only the technicals but the skills and the principles behind what it makes to make just a higher degree of Minecraft content in particular, I would say. But a cool thing as well is a lot of the skills and I think ideas behind it are also just really helpful when it comes to filmmaking as a general facet and form as well. But let's see, I do think that we'll kind of head up here for right now, because we don't want to have all of these leaves taken away. We want to grab these guys as much as we can. So once again, we head back up top here with our shears and start coming around like a madman, as they say. But just like that, I mean, we're pretty good for up top here. This is kind of the last little bit that we can get. And then, of course, in order to make the area prettier, we are going to have to chop down these trees, but that will not really take too much time here, especially with the diamond axe that we happen to have. And so little bit by little bit, we are just about here. We're much closer. I would say 75% of the way towards getting onto actually making these trees, which I keep wondering is probably going to mess up the wheat field a little bit, but that is okay. We will get around to fixing it and making it into something beautiful. And it does look like if you chatted within the last like minute or two, I do think that my chat disconnected, but it is now reconnected, which actually that has never happened to me before on stream. And I have pretty good Wi-Fi here too, so that is definitely something new. But apologies, I may not have seen something that you have said. And it's not because I'm not looking, I promise you. I'm trying my best out here. Man, we are just maniacally getting all of the leaves, everything that we can. At least easily, you could say. Okay, and so I do think that we can run around, and I don't know if any of y'all remember, I used to have the ability to do a Naruto run and kind of run around. And I still don't remember how to do it. But I think it was a specific mod. And it was in like the camera settings, but I haven't been able to find it. So hopefully I will be able to get that back, because I thought it was very funny. But just like this, we only have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees to chop down very quickly. And then after that, the only thing that we really have left to do is we are going to have to take a bit of dirt and transform it into some mud so that we can have some mud bricks. And then after that, we are really actually good to go here. So I'm excited about it. Although I am going to change the song very quickly. And once again, and I keep misunderestimating, or not misunderestimating, I keep underestimating how big some of these trees actually can be. I'm not tall enough to get all the way up there, so we'll keep on down like so. But I will say it is definitely, I don't know, a satisfying feeling seeing all of these trees that were so congested together and so all put together now be reduced to an open field right here that now happens to have an incredible amount of podzol, but at least we don't have any on the island. And that was the reason why we made this platform in the first place. So you could say, a job well done, Slip, job well done. Adieu. Ooh, Tiger Lily, it's 96 outside. That sounds like no fun whatsoever. And sometimes, honestly, I'm so surprised by how long it actually takes to fell down like a huge patch of trees just like this. I can look back at it on my cinematics and it is a very satisfying, although we're not actually recording it right now. We will start recording a cinematic as soon as we get all of the materials good to go. But I'll look back on the cinematics when I do show when I'm felling trees and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful. And it looks like if you watch enough YouTube, like it takes no time whatsoever. The reality is that it does take a good amount of time to get a whole ton of wood. But the good thing is we are good, more than good on when it comes to the wood situation for building this entire forest of trees. And that's very exciting. And we do have plenty more other wood kind of over near Pug's Pub, which some of you guys may know is a stop on the monorail. We have a whole double chest full of wood there. I kind of wanted to pop this down for the thumbnail and then be able to use all of the wood for it to help us making the trees that we're going to be making in just a little bit of time. I feel like this is such a magical song too. I really enjoy it. And I would love to know, what is everyone else up to? It sounds like a Tiger Lily was just putting out the trash. For me, I woke up and finished off the part of the monorail that I wanted to for the episode. And then created that automatic bamboo farm. And then I hit the gym, and then I hit the grocery store and the convenience store. And then I sent a couple of emails, made the thumbnail for the stream, and now it is about 1:30. We have been streaming for about 45 minutes or so. Oh, I also recorded the kind of next segment that was explaining that we're going to be making these custom trees. And so now it's about 1:30 or so. Doing some pretty tedious stuff at work. Well, I think that I am probably, hopefully, the perfect thing to have on in the background at work for that. And I am honored to be able to be some of your company, or yeah, like your company, not your work company, but be company for you. I'm a companion. Wow, Actual Pug has completed the challenge. Serious dedication. My man. don't know what that means. But let's go. Do any of you guys know what the challenge... Oh, it says it. Use a netherite ingot to upgrade a hoe and then reevaluate your life choices. Wait, that's sick. Perfect timing with the stream. Oh, that makes me happy. Well, we will have streams kind of later on, as soon as the school year starts back up, but I am definitely enjoying the teacher summer and the ability to stream at this point in time. It's been a very relaxing summer, but it is coming to an end very quickly. And I'm more than cognizant of it, and I'm holding on to it. I'm holding on to it as much as I can. Wait, who is this in the chat? Wait, Serotonin, it's actually not you? Serotonin, if that's not you, then please let me know very quickly. That's not cool, if not. Some very serious dedication. Oh, it is you. Okay. Okay, cool. If so, that's sick, dude. Slip's personal agent. I love that. But I did just get worried for a second. You never want anyone to be pretending to be you if it's not actually you. Right, but I'm more than happy to be to have a personal agent. That's awesome. Wait, who just returned? Welcome back to Maddie. Who, if you haven't seen it, she has a 1 hour long Lotus SMP episode 1 that I think is really well done. And the first kind of bit where we started off together in the world, it was her and I. And so a very big part of the beginning storyline for us together on Lotus. And so you're more than welcome to take a look at that. And even if you'd like to come back, we, I am sure, are not going anywhere. Yeah, it's for plugging the creator kit. I am very humbled and very appreciative. But just like that, y'all, we have the entire platform leveled down. That really wasn't too bad. Oh. As I was saying, that really wasn't too bad. And so we can head back on over here. And then let's see. We can place all of our leaves over here. That is a good amount. And then as you can see, plenty of wood as well. And the empty platform, as you can see, makes everything so much more serene. It really flattens out the island a whole ton. Okay, things are looking quite good. And we have 2 more micro tasks that we are going to sink our teeth into, you could say. But for the time being, I am feeling a need for sure to have to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to take a quick stream break, and we will be able to, by doing that, increase the longevity of our time together here on stream. So I will be back in a jiffy. And I'll leave you with a nice looking cinematic in the meantime. Serotonin, are you fishing in Minecraft? Are you fishing in real life? Or are you fishing because you and Spooky are co-owners of a fish shack? Which is real life lore. And I am back. I hope that I did not spook any of you all. And apologize. I do apologize if I did. But man, look how beautiful this place is. Oh man. So we can head back in here, and with these shaders, I do always feel like the birch forest is quite pretty as we can... I thought press the button. 1 second. Okay, I'm having technical difficulties on the powered rail. How is the fishing dock doing in the world? Well, at the end of the 100 days, you'll be able to see that I ended up putting a whole ton of crops around the area and making it extra beautiful. But besides that, nothing. That video needs 100 likes for me to go back to it for 200 days. And unfortunately, I think it's only sitting around like 300 views at the moment. Although it does have a 4.5% CTR, and it does have an 18-minute average view duration. So you would think that it would be appealing to more people. Serotonin's been focusing on the business, focusing on the money. I do understand. This guy over here, as you can see, has been focusing on this massive monorail. This thing is really massive, and honestly, this is kind of a cool cinematic that we have as we continue to go by through here. Easily replicable with FreeCam mod. But I do think that we will once again increase our FOV and put back on our hotbar. Because I think that as we get closer over here to Pug's Pub, you're actually going to hop off and hop into the drink. And we will come back to the minecart, but we have a brand new diamond shovel. And we are going to need a bit of mud bricks, along with, I do see over here, we have a couple of lilac bushes, which are some of my favorites to have in the game, so we will take some of them, but we will not take all of them. Leave a couple of them around here and keep the area pretty, as the big man himself would want it. And so let's see. I'm trying to find an area. I guess we'll clear out this area right here, and then we will... Just kidding. Those are some pretty big birch trees right there. We'll come back down over here. Yes. And we have a spooky cave over here. But I do think that we will start digging down into the ground and get ourselves a bit more dirt. Hey, thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. And I do think that we have tons of more music that you guys will be seeing in upcoming videos that I've added, but I do still want to update my stream playlist as much as I can. And I'm glad that it reminds you of yours, and it does not surprise me then that you kind of enjoy the vibe and the content. And don't get me wrong, I do wish that I had the musical and recording skill that Draconis has, because if any of you guys know Draconis and his videos, who happens to be another member on the Lotus SMP, and makes incredible content, all of the music that he makes is his, and he has some absolute bops from his music playlist from last season, but he also made a brand new playlist of, again, all his music for Lotus Season 4, and it's really good. And so I definitely recommend taking a look at it, and look at the little bee that we happen to have here. What happens if we feed him a flower? Or her. Hello. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in, dear bee. I'll throw a flower for you. It's like making a wish. I appreciate your presence and for you being here. But I also have, over a very long period of time, realized that there are certain types of music that I think complement my personality and complement my voice. And I think it has had nothing really to do, like I could be using the worst music possible potentially for me to be the best content creator possible. But I would like to think, and I do think, that I have been able to find music that complements me as a human being, and aesthetically and through the audio. And so I do think that a good way to find that is to make videos with certain types of songs, and then realize which songs you think were the most complementary to your videos. Because the reality is, if you were talking over a song and you thought the song was good for your commentary over a video, it's probably a really good song to have on your stream playlist. And so the more that you expand your music playlist when you're making videos, and you realize which songs are really good for your voice and for your vibe and for your flow, based on the emotion and the cadence and the pacing and the genre and the tempo, that can eventually, I think, make a pretty good stream playlist that happens to be catered to you. Although we have some songs that when I'm not in a certain vibe, I have to skip through it. Although other times, if I'm feeling kind of more like an unhinged slip, then they're like the perfect thing to have come on. Which I do think is kind of like an interesting dynamic. And pretty much every one of these songs, too, works very, very well with cinematics. If I wanted to cadence this to music, I'll let it play for a second. It really is quite beautiful. Along with Hello Jackson Time. I think that you should add a ruined arch that is kind of spaced out with a couple of other ruined structures and a graveyard. Spooky, are you saying that Serotonin is a talented lad? If so, I would agree with you. Yeah, throw a grand old welcome to Jackson Time. I am grabbing just a quick sip of water and checking up on you guys on the chat. It looks like we already have 2.5 stacks of dirt, and I am trying my best to chip away at the land here, as you can see, without really causing too grand of an impact. I do think that we can continue along with our shovel a bit over here, and a big welcome about, or a welcome thing about terraforming all of this land right here is that we actually are getting a whole ton of wildflowers, which I do think that I am actually starting to come up with an idea with how we could use them. If you'd like to know what it is, and if you'd like for us to do it now, I might actually be happy to do it. It sounds kind of like a fun idea. Let me think. Again, I'm trying to be nice to the land right now. Oh yes, the legend Draconis is a very, very, very talented man. In Spooky, I do believe that you have found me through him, and that is very humbling to me, along with kind of inspiring, because I really like Draconis' content, and I do think that he is quite underrated. And I would also, you know, actually, one thing that I haven't asked yet that I was thinking I was going to ask you all when I got back from going to the bathroom was that are there any of you guys, and this is, I will not be upset, this is just like good information for me, especially when it comes to making my videos. Are there any of you guys that like my live streams better than my videos? If you do like my live streams better than my videos, definitely let me know, because one thing that I have been wanting to do is make my videos still have a whole ton of cinematics in them, but make them longer, and then also include a lot more of kind of like the in-depth and in-touch elements of my my human being personality, like who I actually am. That I get to share with you guys on stream. And so yeah, if you do like my streams better, let me know, because that is like the best input, because I do think that I can actually incorporate that into my videos in a seamless, in a comprehensive, in a way that would actually add as opposed to take away from my storytelling, if that makes sense. Yeah, I like the live because I get to interact with everybody. Yeah, I mean, it brings it so much more together. And I do think that you guys really get to see me for me. Like, you know, those of y'all that have, that were yesterday hanging out during a 5.5 hour stream, you know, you see me for me. And then I'm sure that those of you guys that were hanging out until the end of the stream were like, oh man, like Slip is probably... I think he's fading on us. Like, he's starting to get tired right now. You know, which is so true. So you guys do really get to see me for who I am. And I think that's a good thing. But there we go. I do think that should be enough dirt for the moment. Along with, we have a good amount of wildflowers as well. Although, just to add a bit more life, we don't want to take away too much of it. We will... add a couple of them here and there. But I'm also going to change the song as well to a super great song. The song is great for running around in the birch forest as we come along Pug's Pub, and then eventually pop up this ladder right here. It stopped recording on our cinematic. And then get back up top of our monorail, which this area over here happens to be Pugs himself. And the man is online as well. And was very gracious too. I would not have been able to have this monorail extend as far as it actually does at the moment if it wasn't for him coming around to give all of these powered rails as a gift for us. Lily, they're both amazing. Thank you. I do put a lot of time into them. And you don't have to. Again, if you like, the feedback on the live is that being able to actually incorporate more of myself, and bring it down to earth a little bit and have it be a little bit more low key, is actually easier to edit than for me to do such immense amount of progress or immense projects for one video, and still have it be such a short video, with it also not being as kind of not necessarily authentic. I don't think authentic is a word. I don't know, down to earth. You know, there's so much that goes by, and it's although I've always really enjoyed the way that I've told the story, I do also think that it has been limiting. I've done a cinematic, and then I've updated everybody, and then I've done a cinematic, and then I've updated everybody. But I think that there's so much that goes on to a Minecraft playthrough and to a story than to see things visually and then to be updated on what happens, because you already saw what happened. And so I do think that there's more, and that method, that kind of strategy and framework, I think totally works on YouTube. But I do think that there are also more comprehensive and challenging and rewarding ways for me to grow personally, such as using post-com and matching that with music. And any of you guys that have seen my my short form videos recently, even the one that came out today, will kind of see what I'm talking about. And I think that makes for that addition to your video editing skill set arsenal is a really great thing to have in your back pocket, and makes kind of winding and wrapping any story really, really easy to do. Have I ever played Gorilla Tag? No, what is Gorilla Tag? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, you can tell I was getting tired. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and Jackson, enjoy the stream, my man. Have fun, have fun. Maybe the word is personal too. Yeah, that could be it. And Joel is joining the game, which he happens to be on this morning, so we can say welcome back to him. Just chugged a monster, feeling pumped, feeling pumped. And do I have a VR? What is it? I feel like I'm being dumb right now. VR, like virtual reality, like a virtual reality headset. I drink Ghost. I do Ghost pre-workout, like the pre-workout powder before I go to the gym. But we are going to head down here and try to do it as safely as we can. And I knew I was going to break down something. And so we can place down that seed once again. And then we'll drop down back into our man cave, I guess you could say. And place down the things that we do not need at the moment, along with the wood that we have here. Actually, just kidding, the wood that we have here, along with our sand. And then we're actually going to clear our inventory out, because we're going to come down here and I'll light up the area a bit more so that you guys can see. Which I do think is a good kind of tactic, a good idea to do when you are live streaming, so that you can enjoy having a brightness level, which B-dubs happens to use a brightness of 30, and I happen to enjoy that too, but so that you guys can see as well. Hey Jackson, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I treat this so the way that I started streaming is actually a fantastic story, and I think that it is not a fable, but it is a story that does happen to have a moral and a message and some good advice behind it, and it is still kind of the way that I treat live streaming nowadays, but it has also kind of evolved over time. And I will also put a torch into my offhand too, so that you guys can see as best as possible. And yes, it is the HyperX Quadcast Pro. Which is about $150. And it's totally worth it. And there are some other things that you can do when it comes to audio tweaking and whatnot to make your videos a whole ton better. But I do also hate to admit that I do think that the era of AI starting to come in and enhance your audio in a way that reduces the noise and increases and adjusts your gain and compression in a way that really is next level is, I think, definitely on the horizon within the next 5 years of AI progression. And so there is a whole ton to be said about adjusting your audio using software to make it better. But there are also, even nowadays, shortcuts to just record your audio, even using something like a microphone that comes from, like your phone or something like that, and using AI to enhance the audio as much as you can. But I would say, as much as possible, try to get something that looks like an actual microphone. Now, you could do a lot with a clip-on microphone, right? But I personally think that it's worth investing in yourself to have something that while you can connect actually to your PC and plug in a pair of headphones too, and hear your voice and know how to adjust your audio settings accordingly. Because if you really are into making content, then hopefully you want to do it for a solid amount of time. And so the return is only going to come back to you tenfold when you have something that audio-wise really does get you, the views and the recognition and the community and the money that you're looking for, I would say. Lucy, thank you. I would love to see your work if you have a website or anything like that. I'm definitely not opposed to something like that. I have definitely learned a lot about everything when it comes to commentary and audio, but also thumbnails and hopefully even profile pictures. I do like my channel banner. It's definitely an upgrade for the main channel, but on my second channel, Mentor Slip, I do think that I still have a decent amount of work that I could do on it. And so just like that, we have a whole ton of dirt that we are just about ready to turn into mud. which we are doing in the kind of ugliest way possible, I would agree, or I would admit. No way, Lily, you found a Siamese cat? I would be very appreciative of that. I would be very honored. I'm very honored. And it does look like our wheat field is just about ready for a harvest too. Yes, serotonin. I do know who you're talking about, and that has not happened. That has happened maybe in the... Actually, today, y'all. Today is my 3-year channel anniversary. I have officially been doing YouTube for 3 years today. So a happy channel birthday to the guy slip here. But I've also had a Discord for maybe the last year and a half, and I do not have that much moderation when it comes down to it, because I trust that everyone that joins is kind of like myself and is just really a good person. But the more people that you reach, you never know who you're going to impact. And so we have had a handful of people that have joined the Discord that have not been that honest and upfront and awesome, you could say. But out of the 100 and I think 70 or 75 people that happen to be in the Discord, that has only happened with a handful of people at maximum. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, good feeling. And I have been able to double my channel every single year, which is also an incredible thing as well. But I do have to eventually put in some more limitations, a bit more moderation on the channel as well, along with what is going on. Mic check, mic check. I feel like y'all can hear me, but I cannot hear y'all. And it does look like Mushroom Puddle has joined the game. Welcome back, Daisy. But I still can't hear anything. Can y'all hear me? Once again, as Blippery comes around, can y'all hear me? All right, I do think I do think we are back. Yes, we are back. We are back. And Daisy is back in the game. We are back in the game. We're good. We're good out here. Although it is raining. Is it thunderstorming? I do see the sun is out, kind of. Maybe it is good luck and the rain is fading away at the same time that my technical difficulties are going away too. So I am going to consider that one a win. And maybe robots will do things in the future. I do think that will be the case. I would be surprised if, I mean, we already do, I have in my apartment, I have a robot vacuum. So we already have robots doing things for us. We'll just have to see how many things they actually happen to actually fulfill and take away from our jobs, most importantly, you could say. I'm not sure if you could should stop the agent thing. I'll say, focus your time and energy on creating your own image, right? Yeah, like focus your time and energy on making your own profile, right? And making your own content. And doing that as much as you can. Even if that is playing Minecraft alongside me and recording replay mod cinematics. And knowing that you are going to be able to voice over a script when it comes down to it. And that way, over time, you'll be like, oh, maybe I want to change my own profile picture and I want to change my own banner and aesthetic and image and brand, I would say. So I do appreciate it, and every time that you're in stream, dude, I can only tell you that one of the best ways of spreading information about something that is worthwhile on a financial sense and a learning and a mastery when it comes to specific skills sort of way is word of mouth. You know, the best way to get information out about a good thing is word of mouth. So please do continue to talk about the Minecraft Creator Kit whenever you're on stream or even in the comments of the videos. But I would love for you, because I do know that you enjoy making content yourself, to actually go and focus on your own content creation process too, so that we can be brothers in arms, you could say, and enjoy the creative aspect of making content together. Chile, I forgot to unmute in myself. Oh man, you got me thinking. I do feel like in the future, live streaming will have a whole lobby of people and channels, just like in Discord, where people just like y'all, if you want to talk and chit chat, it would be probably chaotic for me to join you all, but maybe for like members only and that sort of thing. It'd be fun to have that sort of lobby where there'd be a voice chat and I could actually talk to you guys through YouTube on live stream. And I'm sure that will happen in the future too. If not, that is a very, very $1 million idea. Hey, Spooky, I am very, very happy to have been that inspiration for you. And I am very appreciative of you spending time and hanging out and seeing us get work so that we can make these custom trees here in this beautiful lotus world that happens to be raining at the moment. And yeah, Lily, cars can drive themselves to me. There's that whole Wemo thing nowadays. But actually, as we are waffling, we are definitely waffling around here. Why don't we try to head into our barrels and try to find, I do know, yes, around here we have 9 glass bottles. And even more broken crops as well. So we can head on down here. Wait. Head on down here. And fill them all with water. Where we can now come down here. And actually, I do think that it is going to be of our benefit to come down and make an infinite water source here. Make our life a whole ton easier. Daisy says, I don't know what to do. I'm supposed to be editing right now, but I don't want to. And then Maddie says, I edited a whole video today. GG. And Maddie also recommends to mine for diamonds. And then Eco adds on, or netherite. And Joel adds on, or bug chespy. That's what I do when I'm bored. And then Daisy responds, I've actually never gotten netherite before, which is kind of me, but kind of not, because Pug ended up helping out last season. And then Daisy also says, yeah, I was heading over to spawn, see if I could bug anyone. Lamau. And it looks like Spooky is back home from work, my man. I hope that you were able to have a good Thursday, and as you could also say, it is Friday Eve. So you happen to be very close to the weekend, and I really do appreciate your company, my man. I love Minecraft. It's such a beautiful game. But now that we're down here, I do think that we'll make one more bucket. And then we can come down here. And kind of the game plan was to make a whole ton of infinite... There we go. Infinite water sources right here. Because this is going to make our process of getting mud a whole ton easier. And I do think that we will light up around here too so that you guys can see. Because you always have to be thinking, you have to be thinking about the audience. As we also happen to be getting very close to our bamboo farm right here, which has about 6.5 stacks of bamboo in there. So I will say that you could consider me a happy man about that. And I also am happy that I do happen to be being kind of big-brained about making my job a bit more efficient here, about collecting the mud that we're going to need. As well as we have some beautiful music going on here in the background too. It could be like a Slip movie by itself. And I do try to treat these pieces of content like a movie by itself. Which also reminds me, I never really got back to the earlier comment that we were talking about when it comes to getting into live streaming and how I happen to treat it by myself. My own personal outlook when it comes down to it. Lily says, I thought that today was Friday because Skiz ended up posting his Life series video today when he usually posts it on Friday. I definitely get that. Yeah, spooky. I love Minecraft. Yeah, I do agree. Today does feel like a Friday. And yeah, Chile, I am an in real life teacher, which I do think is a good thing for me when it comes to, I have spent money and spent a lot of time on my own education in terms of being able to convey learning and teaching and knowledge and information and technical skills and informational skills and knowledge and know-how and wisdom and all of these different things. I have been professionally trained in doing so. So I do think that one thing about learning to become a teacher, because there is a lot of flexibility when it comes to becoming a teacher. There are certain things that the kids need to know, but it is kind of up to you and how applicable the knowledge is and how accessible and how exciting and unique and diverse and all these different things. I would say when it comes to getting information, you can convey it in so many different ways, I would say, and you learn how to do that effectively as a teacher when you learn how to become a teacher. And the cool thing is that that skill does not only apply to, for me, I teach second grade, but you could also, for me, now having learned a lot about having to grow a Minecraft YouTube channel, I do also have the skill set necessary in order to teach that and convey that to other people in a way that is hopefully accessible to them. At least I would like to think so. That is my full-time job, to convey knowledge to people and make it accessible to them. And so, not only on my full-time job, but also on my side hustle, you could say, I'm always teaching, and I've always wanted to be a teacher, and that exists in so many different ways too. Oh, also, Serotonin did another channel review. I'm excited for it. I'll get around to it. Now, I want to do it, but I do also want to ensure that I get this next video out, and I'm sure that even those of you guys that are weathered veterans and know this channel and know the types of projects that I do, everything that I have done is probably like 3 or 4 or maybe 5 videos in itself, and we're not only done and it's an episode 1. My episode 1 could by itself be a movie. It is actually so much work to be putting into this, and I want to make sure that I can get it out on the time frame that I can. So after I feel secure in the fact that I can actually get it out on the time frame that I want, then we will get around to actually doing that. But I am not going to overcommit to juggling too many things where other people are working on their episode 3s and I still have not put out my episode 1. Although it still is going to be quite an incredible and impressive episode 1, and I do keep thinking about thing after thing that I'm going to do to add on to it as well, make it a whole ton better. But as you can see, slowly but surely we are digging in and getting ourselves a whole ton of mud. And after this, I do think that we only need to do 1 harvest. We are going to be ready to make ourselves our trees. But you will see that doing this right now is incredibly worth it. Although I am going to switch up the song. It is very atmospheric, and I do like it, but I do also think that it can drag on, and this is a good vibe. I do hope that this is the version of the song without the lyrics, without the actual singing in it. But it's a good vibe. It is. But without the mud walls that we're gonna have for the build here, the trees that we're going to be making would not look nearly as good as they are going to be. And I do think that when we start building, you are going to see that they're going to look quite good. I'm very happy with the design that I ended up making this morning. Although it definitely is a tedious process to have to continue on with our water bottles like so. Just slowly but surely. Ooh, what should I make for dinner tonight? Spooky says something with pasta. That sounds good. Actually, the question that I have for you guys is, what is your favorite dinner? And I have 2 different types of answers, and you could answer A and B if you would like to. But A, if you were making something and you were to make your favorite dinner, and treat yourself and maybe someone that you love very much, what would you make? And then B, if you were going out to have a specific food at a specific genre of restaurant, or maybe just at a specific restaurant by itself, what would you get? So A, once again, what would you cook for yourself if you could treat yourself and get your favorite meal? And B, what would you go to and get if you were going to go to a restaurant and get your favorite type of food at whatever genre or whatever type of restaurant it is. And man, that is a good question. I want to hear y'all's answers, and then I will answer as well. Hey, Mari, it is good to see you, and welcome back. We have another slipper in the house. And you're playing League at the moment. That sounds like a very good time. As you can see, we are very close to being ready to start making some custom trees here on this island, but as everything in Minecraft, it does take a good amount of time in order to be ready for doing that. And it's funny how much material and resource collection you actually do need to do in order to make a YouTube video, you could say. But it is something that the more that you do, not only do you get more used to it, but you also kind of enjoy the process, and you also relate to all of the other YouTubers that are doing the exact same thing that you are. Oh man, either a pot pie, which sounds absolutely incredible, or an Italian shrimp Alfredo. My man is eating very good tonight. That sounds awesome. But I am just going to change the channel, not change the channel, change the song very quickly. And you could say that we are making mighty progress. We are almost done with collecting our mud that we have right here, which is absolutely a very good feeling. And the soft violins that we have playing in the background are only an ode, only a testament to that feeling too. I do feel like sometimes this is like almost from like the Sound of Music. I feel like I could be skipping and prancing around here. If only I was not only in the caves and kind of frolicking around the area, skipping happy as could be. I was thinking about Alice in Wonderland. Now, I have only seen Alice in Wonderland one time, and that was on my right after my 20th birthday, right before I went to India to study abroad. My girlfriend at the time ended up coming to my hometown and spent the weekend, and she was a very big Disney person, but I never really was exposed to anything Disney when I was a kid. And so I ended up growing on Alice in Wonderland with my mom and with her, and really enjoyed it. And I do think that there is definitely a different feeling of experiencing a Disney movie and kind of getting the takeaways that you might get from the movie and the messages and stories and morals when you're an adult as opposed to when you're a kid. And when people say that Disney movies are timeless, it is because the story writers and script writers are able to share things and story write in a way that makes it so that even an older audience can get a lot of value. I would say value from it as well. Could have some leftovers, which is spaghetti. That sounds quite good as well. And so we are just about there. We are almost done with dunking every single one of these dirt blocks into a mud block right here. Which, if any of you guys have any ideas about how to do this more efficiently, I would love to know. But for me personally, I have no other idea about how to do it. But I do think that we only have one row left. And so dunk after dunk we go. Oh, and Daisy had like 8 stacks of mud. Hey, it's more than okay. I am starting to get myself into the grind of what I'm going to be doing a whole ton this entire season, which is going to be getting a whole ton of mud because I'm going to need, I do think, a good amount of it this season. And so a major part of the fact that I actually ended up making this massive island that happens to only be made out of wheat with an automatic wheat farm below it is so that I have enough wheat to be making a whole ton of mud and packed mud and mud bricks and all of those sorts of things. But it is okay. We are now headfirst into the project itself. And so there's no other way to go except for to trudge on, you could say. And yet, it is also a satisfying feeling to say that we are pretty close to the end of the last bottle phase of today's endeavor, and that we can head back up to the overworld as well. And I do think, given the fact that I do not hear anything, yes, I am right. We have once again gotten to the bottom of our stream playlist. And so it is time that we restart that guy back up once again. For me, I do always consider that to be a complete win. Like, all right, we got through round 1. Although, let me refresh my second monitor real quick and see how long we have been streaming for. Oh, you think you can make a mud machine? Oh, that would be very helpful. Maybe I can be gifted one from the Council of Rob, or yeah, I think it's his name, Rob. And Joel is back in the game. And Eco says, welcome back. Daisy says, is Inca's XP farm empty? It never works when I try to use it. Eco says, yeah, it's been like that for a while. Big sad. Yeah, I do think that in the most recent Minecraft updates, it has kind of been a difficulty for a lot of people to use historically working iron farms, which is something that I have not experienced for a very long time, but I do also have now the feeling that the Lotus SMP is in a very temporary iron drought, you could say. So we are going to have to get around to fixing that. A rod. Why did I say Rob? Of course, Rod. Thank you for the correction. But yes, we are definitely going to get more than enough mud. And this is the last bit that we have to put in right here. Which, man, you could say I'm a very happy man about. Joel says, I think he wants you to ask him personally to refill it. Doesn't like how people feel entitled to the XP farm. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Okay. And just like that, we are pretty much good to harvest down. I do believe. Sí, lo creo. All of the mud that we have here. So what we are going to do just a couple of times very quickly is to cover up this entire area with the 4 cobblestone and then break it on down. And I will put my torch into my offhand so that you guys can see it. And this way we don't have to worry with any water spills when we get down to shoveling down the mud brick that we happen to have, or the mud that we happen to have here. But man, things are getting tired. Getting sad. And as well, I am curious, did any of you guys hear the cops, the police that were just driving by my street? They were quite loud right there. Yes, I love how Daisy did not give you an option to be in the Rod Club. I'm very much thrown into that predicament. Now, I will say that the more that I happen to embrace it, the more that I enjoy being a member of Rod. But it, as a very friendly and open community, there did not happen to be much choice in the matter when it came down to it, I do think. But now, officially, it is time to very quickly take out our diamond shovel, and after all of that preparation work, we can actually start to cut down on this mud right here and collect it. As you can see, we get a new material because we have never had this in the game so far, and we have plenty of wheat to complement it as well. Although we may have a bugger every once in a while here too. Predicament. You mean opportunity. Now, I do think that that happens to be the proper frame. That is the right way to look at the situation here. I would agree with you. And we have another bugger right here. We'll get that guy too. And I will say, I feel like I am always humbled by the fact that it is so time consuming in order to get mud blocks. And also how time consuming and expensive it happens to be in order to get mud bricks or packed mud. But the good news is that it does seem like we are happening to have a good amount of durability on our diamond shovel here. Along with we have another bugger right there too. And definitely a plentiful harvest as well. And so, just like that, we have just about nothing left here. All of our mud has been packed down, and we are almost up to 7 stacks here on the bamboo as well. Along with we have 3, 4, 5, or at least 4 and a little bit more stacks of mud. But I do think that after a 5.5 hour stream, this guy is a little bit tuckered out, I think. So I am going to put my head down and focus up and continue on the cinematics. But I do think that I'm going to do that with a YouTube video in the background. So thank you to everyone. A grand thank you. I've had such a good old time getting ready to make these custom trees here on this island with you all, but I do know that it is time for me to put my head down and do it by myself. I'm sure that we will be back for a stream, if not tomorrow, the day after, back on the Lotus SMP. So, I will say hasta luego. Thank you for spending your time with me. Consider leaving a like on the stream, and if you would like a bit more slip and you have not taken a look at the 100 days in the video, or 100 days in the jungle video, please do consider taking a look at it. Until next time, I will see you on the slipstream.